Hi everyone, what's up? Hope you're all doing great. Hope you all had a great day. Just a beautiful, wonderful day in the neighborhood that you live in. I'm just messing around. No, seriously, I hope you had a great day, good day. I thought I would do that. But no, seriously, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I was thinking about it. We should have a name for all of you. Like Ryan's Reactors, or just the Reactors, something like that, or not. Anyways, in this video, it's not a funny video. Mother's motive for poisoning family with antifreeze. I'm curious. I want to know what her motive was. She doesn't do the dishes. He just plays video games. What's the motive? What motive can you possibly give for killing your entire family with antifreeze? There is no motive. Besides, you wanted to kill your family with antifreeze. Let's get into it. Shall we?
What's the difference between a service animal and an emotional support pet? Well, a service animal has to go through long and expensive training so it can work and carry out tasks for people
I
with
love
disabilities.
service animals.
But an ESA pet doesn't.
Service
In fact,
animals,
an emotional support
2
pet
thumbs
is
up.
exactly that. Oh.
Detective Neil McAmis, I'm just going to say McAmis, is interrogating Diane Stout about the suspicious sudden deaths of her husband Mark and son Sean. Her 24-year-old daughter Sarah is currently hospitalized with organ failure. When someone has organ failure, there's a good chance they're going to die. Alright, Diane Stout, what's your motive for killing your family with antifreeze?
So on Saturday then, you say Sarah was having some headaches and throwing up.
But it wasn't that bad.
Not
I
bad.
mean, I've seen the flu bug worse. I didn't think that much about it.
About what time was that on Saturday?
Oh, that was in the afternoon.
And then, you remember about what time it was?
This is before she admits this. Oh, I haven't seen this video, but so it's like she knows what she did, but just remember, she hasn't admitted it yet. She hasn't told the detective yet. So that's think about what she's saying, even though she knows she killed her family. But, and her 24-year-old daughter. This woman doesn't look old enough to have a 24-year-old daughter. That's a compliment, but you know what? I retract it. Burn in hell.
That she went to bed?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I really don't know, because I go to bed at 10
Okay.
at night, and she's usually still up.
And then you woke up Sunday morning.
She was asleep.
Then what happened?
Me and the other girls went to church. We left her sleeping.
Okay.
And then I came home, and she was still sleeping. And then maybe a couple hours later, I went to check on her, and we just couldn't get her to respond or answer or anything.
So after you get home from church, you go in to check on her. She's still asleep, but she just will not respond. She's
Right.
completely unresponsive.
Yeah.
What time about was it you got home from church?
I want to say around 12:30.
And then sometime you say in the afternoon, it was still light out. Do you remember about what time it was that you took her to the ER?
Maybe 3-ish. I mean,
She had a brain bleed. I paused it and it says, she had a brain bleed. What? I want to go back. This was at, they got out of church at 12:30, got back home. So, what? 1 p.m. They waited. She waited. The mom waited because she knew what was wrong. She was trying to kill her family with antifreeze. So she waited 2 hours to take her to the ER. It's like, let the antifreeze kill her or do horrible damage to the point where she's not going to survive. Oh, I hate this woman. I hope she got like life in prison without the chance of without the possibility of parole or a death penalty. Well, this is her, even though she knows what she did, and the detective pretty much knows. She's just talking, well.
Afternoon, it was still light out. Do you remember about what time it was that you took her to the ER?
maybe 3-ish. She had a brain bleed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And it's like, I can't figure that one out. Because
What time does brain bleed happen? I want to know what time this brain bleed happened. And by brain bleed, does that mean she had blood coming out of her ears? And what time was it? Like 1:30? What, 1:15? God, my parents would be like freaking out, calling 911.
Because I even asked, it's like, you're sure it's a bleed, not a stroke, or a blood clot? Because that runs in my family, so. But they said it was a bleed. It's like, what would do that?
Strokes or blood clots run in your family? Both, or, I'm sorry,
Well,
strokes?
it's the same thing.
Oh, okay.
You can throw a blood clot to the brain, and that causes a stroke.
Okay. And that runs in your family? Like how far?
Well, I've had a TIA.
Well, I'm sorry, I don't know.
That's like a mini stroke.
Okay.
And then
So, she knows all about this stuff. Her family history of strokes, brain bleeds. She herself had a mini stroke, she said. Your daughter's like not waking up, or I mean, and you wait 2 hours to take her to the ER.
Mini stroke.
Okay.
And then my mom had one, and her mom died of a stroke.
Okay.
But
Would it be common for somebody at her age, though? Because from my understanding, Sarah was in really good,
yeah, she was in good, as far as we know, she was in good
great
health.
physical health, yeah.
And at her age, the only thing I can see is if she was on birth control pills, but she wasn't.
I don't know. What could have happened?
That throws that one out, too.
Okay.
Yeah, throw that one out.
I don't even know what to look for.
What do you mean?
Well, I mean, if they're looking for some kind of a chemical that she may have taken, I can't think of what it would be to even know what tests they're doing.
See, she's trying to set it up just in case they do a test and find antifreeze. I don't know what kind of chemical she could have taken. Who says that out of the blue? Who just says that out of the blue? I don't know what kind of chemical she could have taken. And then she's asking, are they doing any tests for chemicals? She wants to know. Oh, stupid bitch.
Well, I mean, if they're looking for some kind of a chemical that she may have taken, I can't think of what it would be to even know what tests they're doing.
Because from
Does that make sense?
well, I see, from my understanding, it sounds like they're going to run a whole bunch of various chemical type tests possibly, and just a whole bunch of other tests to see what was going on. If it would come back that there was something in there like that, how would you explain that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Depends, I don't know. Depends on what, if something did show up, I'd have to figure out what it is. And then try and figure out where did it come from.
Where did it come from? I don't know.
Okay. What was Mark's life insurance policy like?
He only had 20,000. That was it.
How about Sean?
Sean
How
only
about
had
Sir?
15.
What about Sarah?
Sarah only has 15.
You were able to get the money from Mark and Sean's, correct?
Mhm.
Okay. And what did you do with that money?
So she got the money. Well, about 50,000. What was it? 50,000 total. 20, 15, 15. Yeah. And what did you do with that money?
With Mark's, we were able to move into a better neighborhood.
Right. How about Sean's?
With Sean's, I haven't even, right now it's still in savings because I haven't quite figured out what to do yet
Okay.
with some of it.
What were your plans?
Some things I'm thinking more of just paying off bills.
Okay. What about Sarah's? If she passed, what was gonna?
I have no clue.
I picked that one.
Oftentimes, there's cases that come up that are similar to this, where people are harmed other people, and there's always a reason. If somebody was to harm their, their deaths were because of something like that. If somebody was to harm them, why do you think that would be? What would the reason for somebody to want to harm them?
As far as my kids, I can't imagine
Can't imagine. I don't.
You can't imagine.
anybody trying to harm them.
I'm here to try and get your story, because when this is all done, when this is
I'm trying to figure out at what point did she realize that they're interviewing her, interrogating her, because they know she did it. Or is she still like, I'm in the clear so far? Because she just sitting there, calm with her hands in her lap.
when everything is said and done here, there's going to be a lot more people besides me that are going to have questions.
I'm a horrible mother. Is it bad if you argue with...
She said, I'm a horrible mother. Is it bad if you argue with your kids? No. Parents and kids, have arguments all the time. It's just a matter of getting through them.
I'm a horrible mother. Is it bad if you argue with your kids and tell them you'd be better off if you kill yourself? You get to a point where you just pull out your hair. And I don't know what happened, but I just sick and tired of baloney.
I'm giving you the chance so people can have some answers, because you're a very good person, you're very involved in the church, and I think most people really think you are. But when this is all said and done, people are going to have questions. They're going to deserve some answers.
I read online.
I'll say this, and I hate to say it, for criminals, always lawyer up. Anytime detectives, I've never been interrogated, I've never done anything. But experts, former lawyers, I've heard say, never answer any questions without a lawyer. Say, I want a lawyer. And never believe detectives when they say, we want to help you. Help us help you. They don't want to. They just say that to get on your good side. It's like good cop, bad cop. I've seen both sides, interrogations where there's yelling, In this case, he's being nice, But if you're ever in a situation, I hope you never are, where you murder someone or rape a girl, please don't do either one. Please don't do either one. And a detective wants to talk to you in a private room, say, I want a lawyer. And then they can't ask you any more questions. By law, they can't ask you any more questions. Fireworks, It's almost 4th of July. Just a couple more hours. I'm going to be hearing them for a long time. After this, I'm going to go check them out. They're so beautiful. Loud but beautiful. 4th of July. Okay, let's go. Let's get back to this.
But then, people are going to have questions. They're going to deserve some answers.
I read online, it was pretty easy to do.
Well, what did you type in?
She said, I read online. It was prizzy. It was prizzy. I'm going to make up prizzy. Instead of pretty, prizzy. It was prizzy easy. I read online that it was prizzy easy. She said I read online that it was pretty easy. She's slowly starting to confess.
Antifreeze poisoning.
Antifreeze poisoning.
I wish I hadn't done it.
And I wish I hadn't done it ever. I don't know her. I don't know. I think she probably snapped. Arguing with her kids all the time, and she just couldn't take it anymore, and she snapped. So far, that's what I'm getting. She's involved with a church.
Well, what did you type in?
Antifreeze poisoning. And I wish I hadn't done it ever.
Why did you decide antifreeze? Why not something else?
Because it's undetectable.
Easy to get.
It's easy to get.
And it's undetectable.
Had you thought of other methods?
Not really.
So you were put it in Mark's Gatorade.
It's tasteless. Can't
You
taste
put
it.
it in Sean's Coke. Just regular Coke. And what about Sarah? Regular Coke.
He loved Coke.
Okay. Have we got everything covered? Okay.
Wow. Yeah, she got a stiff penalty. Diane Stout pleads guilty to the first-degree murders of Mark and Sean Stout and first-degree assault of Sarah Stout. So she survived. It's a good thing. Probably is going to have problems for the rest of her life. She is sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. See, I don't agree with that. I swear there's like people who, I'm a big true crime fan, and there's people who kill and they get, like 30 years, 20 years, or life in prison with a chance of parole after 20 years, who are like, it's like, if they get out, there's a really good chance they're going to kill again. With this woman, I think she just snapped, arguing with her husband and her kids. And if she got out, which is never going to happen unless her lawyers appeal, which probably already happened, or I don't know. But life in prison without the possibility of parole, she wouldn't do this again. I think she even said, I regret doing it. I never should have done it. Anyways, you lie in the bed you make, I guess, Well, not I guess, it is. You lie in the bed you make. It's like with cheating spouses. I've heard so many times, so many cases where a husband cheats and the wife kills the husband, or vice versa. And I have no sympathy for the cheating spouse. I'm like, you made your bed, now go lie in it, 6 feet under. Anyways, that's the end of that. Now, I'm not saying I have sympathy for her. I'm just saying I don't think she would ever kill again. I think she just snapped. She went to church every Sunday. She said, is it wrong to argue with your kids? I just think she couldn't take it anymore. Again, I'm not defending what she did. You lie in the bed you make. Just saying, I don't think she would ever do it. If she was released from prison, she would never do it again. Can you hear those fireworks? I got my fan going. It's hard for me to... Okay, go. Can you still hear it? Can you still hear my fan? Can you still hear it? Can you? Can you? Speak up! Anyways, I don't know if you can hear the fireworks with the fan going. Every time I do a video, I turn off my air conditioner for you guys, because I got a shitty little webcam. That's all I've got. If I had like something I would love to like do stuff like outside, go for a walk, just do like interview people, ask questions and funny questions or real serious questions. Who's better in bed? Your boyfriend right now or your ex-boyfriend? Just simple questions like that. And the two of them would be like, what? And the girlfriend would be like, well, I think we both know Mark, my ex. Oh my gosh. He tossed me around like I was Jello. Just anyways, I'm gonna end the video here. Right now. I couldn't stop it in time. Too slow. Take care. Be safe. Happy 4th of July to the people that celebrate 4th of July. Peace.